Good afternoon, Big Brother fans. It is Friday, November 10th, 2023, day 101 in the Big Brother 25 season, which means it's over because it ended last night. And I did not record a podcast last night like I thought I might. It just didn't work out. We didn't get to our destination until, till 20 minutes left in the show. I was indeed watching it in the car while my wife was driving, if I didn't mention that. And she went into the hotel and I stayed in my car. I stayed in the car and watched the rest of it because I'm like laser focused. I'm typing. If those of you that follow me on Twitter know that I was updating all the way through the end from my car. It's sitting in a hotel parking lot. And those of you that would laugh, I've done several podcasts and things from hotel parking lots or sitting outside of a bed and breakfast or in a hotel bathroom. This is not beyond things I have done in the past, so it was just another one of those times. All right, so what to talk about? Most of you know who won, but some of you don't. So you know what? We're going to play the pretend we don't talk about who won until I get to that part of the game. And I will talk here for roughly... it could be a 20-minute talk. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm driving on my way to a basketball game. It's basketball season, and there is a basketball game tonight, and I am on my way to one. So we'll talk while I drive. And anyways, so let's talk about where I left you off. I was driving home. I believe I said the last thing that we saw was Jag. I think Jag was... indicated that he was going to keep Matt. They gave each other a high five. Oh, that was yeah. We didn't see anything. The feeds went off at about 9:00 yesterday. That's right. So we didn't really see any super new content. I did have the reindeer game stuff. Oh, that's what it was. The reindeer games. Which, by the way, yeah, we'll get ahead of that. So I didn't say the name. Did I say the name last night? No, I even said the name last night, Reindeer Game. Yeah. So it turned out to be it is Reindeer Games. We'll get to that before we get to the actual shows. So they announced, and they had the press all ready for it. Entertainment Weekly threw out a press release as soon as they announced it. So they were ready for this. It's I think 6 episodes, maybe. It's going to have, nothing but Big Brother alumni. I think it said that it was Tiffany, Derek from a couple of seasons ago, and I can't remember who the third. Jordan are going to be Santa's elves. Kind of, they're not. It sounds like they're going to be kind of hosts, but not. But it's a whole Santa theme thing, and they're going to have several. And I don't know if I saw the exact number. Former Big Brother contestants competing for $100,000. They'll have like an elimination over the course of the shows, and then the final 4, I think, will square off for $100,000. They're not going to be living in the house. There's not going to be any live feeds. It will all be recorded before the show airs. So it's maybe that's where we get the CBS crossover. That it's a crossover between. It's kind of the challenge, but it's actually Big Brother people. So maybe it wasn't a crossover of actual people in the show. It was more of a crossover of the style of the shows, right? It's kind of Big Brother meets the challenge. I don't know. Maybe that's the route that was going. I'm only guessing here. I kind of pieced together the bits and pieces, right? The only thing is it's not. It's not a multi show. It's kind of a buddy games. It's not a buddy games even though, because it's not a team thing. It's an individual thing. Oh, I guess I didn't get it very right at all. But I did get the name Reindeer Games, but that's because someone told me, right? So what do I know? All right, so that was revealed at the end of the show. They did a whole thing with Brittany and Frankie and Danielle where they zapped the house again and it changed to a Christmas theme, and that was how it ended. But that was after everything was over, right? That was after the show was completely over. They did that. By the way, here's the other thing. I'm going to give these couple of tidbits at the beginning, though. America's favorite player ended up being Cameron, if you can believe it. Now, some people are completely shocked by that, but apparently there was some huge movement on Facebook. People were calling them the Facebook moms that just must love Cameron or something. And so they voted him America's favorite. I think the other two were Matt and Cirie were the two other top 3 vote getters. Now, what kills me is that I was told the winner of America's favorite, I think about 2 or 3 minutes before it actually was revealed on TV, and I didn't see it, again, because I wasn't watching my inbox messages. I was just watching the show and tweeting, and yes, it was a mess. All right, so I didn't get to spoil that. I could have spoiled that I could have had like a 30-second jump on the rest of the Twitterverse, but I didn't get it. Maybe next year, we'll see. All right, so those are the 2 biggie things that came at the very end of the show. As far as the show itself, so I'm not even going to touch all the aspects of it. It's what every show is. It is, they did so much recapping of the competitions. What we didn't know is that in the first part of the competition, which goes back at least 10 years, if not more, to where they're sitting above like this rubber ball and they get dipped in water and slammed against a wall over and over again. Bowie Jane lasted just over an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes, and Jag dropped at like 2 hours and 56 minutes. That came into play later. 2 hours and 56 minutes is when he dropped, and it turns out that he and Matt did rock, paper, scissors to decide who was dropping. So that's why Matt won. I mean, not to say that Matt couldn't have outlasted Jag, but they actually did rock, papers, and scissors to end it. So there was already signs there. When you're willing to do rock, paper, scissors with somebody, you're getting pretty serious with them. So if we'd known that, probably would have felt a little bit more confident that Jag and Matt were going to take each other. But we didn't know that happened until last night's episode. Then they showed part 2. Jag dominated. I think he beat Bowie Jane by at least 30 minutes in the timed competition. So yeah, they both struggled because it was putting things in order, but they didn't realize they also had to pick the verse that things came out of. Which verse did this event take place in? So it was taking competition events, putting them in order, but also sorting them by the universe they took place in, and they didn't realize that part, and so they both struggled because of that. They both said that it always seems very rehearsed when they talk about this stuff. So whatever, it happened. Jag won. We knew that. Then they did part 3. Part 3 was Jag versus Matt. And of course, it was a here's where this one completely sets it up for ties. Now that as I thought about it last night, so they're presented with basically 2 truths and a lie, right? The house guests, they have 7 jury members. They have 6 jury members because the Felicia wasn't out there yet to record this, so Felicia wasn't part of it. So they had the other 6 jury members record the questions, and it was the questions were all I'm going to tell you 2 things that are true and 1 thing that's false, and you have to guess the false one. Well, think about that. The false one is probably going to be something that they're going to be able to pick out the false ones pretty quickly. The truth ones they may struggle with. They go, oh no, I know that didn't happen. I know that didn't happen. So they actually they both went 5 for 6. They both missed the same question at the end. And so they had a tie at the end. They did the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker was how many minutes from the start to Jag jumping off the competition did the dunking, the first head of household competition last part 1. And I think they both guessed, and it was in minutes, and the answer was 100 and what is it? It was 2 hours and 56 minutes. So what? 60 plus 60, 120 plus 56, 176. Off the top of my head, of course, we had just seen it though. See, I had written down the time. I don't think they remembered how long that competition took. Although they should remember these things, competitions. And I don't remember, they weren't told the time, so they probably didn't know. So they guessed in the 130s and 140s or something. So they guessed around 2 hours. They were obviously off. Jag beat Matt. So Jag was the final head of household. He turned around and evicted Bowie Jane. He kept his word. He said to Bowie Jane on the way out, I hope you promised me that you would vote for me whether or not I voted you out. Well, I'm voting you out. I'm keeping my loyalty to Matt. So even if I only get one vote, I hope it's yours, Bowie. It should be yours, Bowie Jane, kind of a thing. All right. So Bowie Jane exited, and we just thought, and he said, and then they showed him and Matt walking off as they go to commercial, and he's saying to Matt, "You wanted," and he was just like, "Dude, why are you saying you hope you get at least one vote?" It was like, whoa. All right. So what else now? Now, this is not, by the way, there's a bit of order lacking here. I don't remember when they brought the jury out. I don't remember the order they did these things. But they also brought out the jury. They showed the jury vote, or the jury showed the round table with Dr. Will. He did a good job, but it is very abbreviated. It's very open-ended. You can't tell who's going to do it. I tweeted about it earlier this week. I said, I went and looked it up to figure out when it happened. It was Big Brother 11 was the first year that they did the format this way. In Big Brother 10, you had your final two. And they were in the house alone together for several days, and they recorded the jury questioning, and then they played the recording on the final show, right? On Big Brother 11 is when they went to a final three with a third getting evicted, and then doing the jury questioning rehearsed and not live jury questioning. They have a jury roundtable, but they do live jury questioning. Anyways, that was the year that it changed, and I wish they would go back to the old version, because the old version of the jury questioning, when the jury would question the house guests, it went on for like a couple of hours at least, and it got heated. Voices were raised. The house guests, the jury members, word was that they would have a few drinks, so they got a little bit rowdy. But it was more entertaining. Now it's very, it's very staticky, whatever it is. I miss the old jury roundtable questioning, combination jury roundtable questioning. So that happened. It was okay. Then they did they brought them onto stage, I think, and talked. I don't know. They had the other jury members, the other folks came on. They did that. They actually had then they had the jury ask Matt and Jag questions. And it was, Matt really stumbled. Matt really struggled with his phrasing and his explanation of his game. Jag, on the other hand, was on the offensive. It turned out that Jag maybe was kind of BSing Matt a little bit on saying, you're going to win this, you're going to be great. He went hardcore. He went so hardcore on answering the questions. And it was almost aggressive in the way he was doing it. And so it was like, all right, what's going to happen here? And so he was very deliberate in his answers. He's basically saying, I did this, I made these choices, I'm responsible for this, that. I can't remember the order, because after they did the jury questioning, then they gave them each a minute and a half, which ended up feeling like a really long time with Matt, a minute and a half to talk. And Matt, again, tried to explain his game, but he kind of fell off and he kind of ran out of steam. And he actually mentioned that because he won rock, paper, scissors is why he's there. I mean, I know what he was trying to say, but it didn't come out right. So, yeah, overall, just a bit of a struggle. And, whatever. It is what it is. He didn't do well. And then Jag got to go second. And Jag was Jag was on the attack, extremely aggressive, actually to the point where I thought, he's going to piss them off, because he was like, every one of you is there because of me. I am solely responsible for every one of you, or virtually every one of you, being evicted. It was my responsibility. I got the blood. I got all of your blood is on me, or all your blood is all mine. Whatever he said, it was really, really just very forceful, aggressive. It was like, whoa. Now, the house guests were kind of laughing a little bit during this, and I thought, the jury, and I thought, ooh, they're either I'm like, he may be losing it right here. I thought after Matt's poor performance in the question and answers and in his argument, I thought Jag can get this if he just is really logical, just explains himself. I don't think he had to be as aggressive as he was, but he was. And I thought that could cost him the win, right? And so then they cast their votes. And when you heard them cast their votes, like, as an example, Cameron said he was voting for the person he promised to vote for over a month ago, which I didn't remember who that was. Corey said he was going to vote for the one person he thought he could beat in a fight between the two of them. Well, that to me would be Jag, because Matt's a much bigger individual. America made a reference to the rooster costume that Jag wore. I can't remember any of them. Blue said something. I can't remember what they said. But the point was, a couple of people I thought, oh, they're voting for Jag. But I couldn't tell all of them. But I kind of got a sense that maybe they're voting for Jag. And these are things I tweeted at the time. So once they finished the voting, then they did the jury. That's actually when they brought out, I think that's when they brought out the other jurors. And they had a talk, or the non-jurors. They had talks, they had discussions. They revealed, they turned up the camera in the house so they could see Jag and Matt. And they revealed that Jared was Surie's son. That was a reveal. They played all the non-jurors' reactions to Julie telling them, which was, to me, was a bit annoying. It's like, I don't need to see. They were doing it to show the house guests, because guess what? We all already saw that. So I'm like, why are you wasting our time with this? We've already seen it. It just felt like it was a pat on the back. Look how proud of ourselves we are. I didn't see the need for it. So, it happened though. And sorry, I'm in traffic. I'm trying to decide if I want to pass this car who's going slow. And I am, and I have to wait for the right moment here. So you're going to have to wait with me. Good God, person. All right. I'm sorry. All right. No, I'll just keep going. So they did that. They revealed that Bowie Jane's a lawyer, and she revealed her age, which got some reaction. They revealed that Felicia is not related to Denzel Washington. That was a thing. What else? I don't know. I can't think of anything else. I'm running out of steam here, and we're getting to the end. So they did all of that. Then they revealed the vote. I'm going to cut to the chase here. The vote ended up being 5-2. They only needed to reveal. He only needed 4 votes to win, and so we didn't get the last vote until late. But Jag did win. The only person that voted for Matt was Surie and Felicia. Doesn't shock me. That's not surprising. So everybody, Cameron, Blue, Corey, and America all voted for Jag. Again, doesn't really surprise me. You got to remember that Blue was very close to Jag early on and at some points during the season. And same with America. American and Jag were buddy-buddy for a while there. And then I think Corey respects Jag's game more than he respected Matt's game, would be my guess. And I think Cameron obviously had said he promised Jag a month ago that he would vote for him. So overall, I think Jag was a deserving winner. I don't think he was a, quote, coward, which is one. They actually used the word coward in the jury questioning as a question. Was that a cowardly move? And Jag defended himself well. Again, I don't necessarily approve of the way that Jag was so aggressive in his question answering and his final speech. But hey, you know what? He won, so what do you do? So, I mean, it worked for him. So, anyways, Jag won. I told you who America's favorite was. All in all, it was okay. I mean, I'm okay with the outcome. I'm not, the season itself at the end was a real slog to get through. But I don't feel that it was, even if Matt had won, I would have been, well, this is why Matt won. Matt won because Jag was too aggressive in his voting. I could have said, if Matt had won last night, I would have said Jag killed himself with his aggressive, super aggressive plea. But you know what? I think he knows. You got to remember, they know each other. They would argue in the house, and then they would say, "This is all game. We're friends. We're going to be okay with each other." And then they would go back to arguing. So that there was a little bit of that aggressiveness even in the house that they could step away from and go like, this is just the game. Just the game. All right, back to it. So I get that's probably why they were okay with the way he did it. What else? I talked about reindeer games. No, I think that's about it, guys. I I think I've about covered it for now, and I will have more thoughts. I'll have more things to share. I will do that probably sometime after the weekend. And I do want to give, one sec, I'll be right back. Okay, back. Yep, I know it wasn't any time for you guys, but it was for me. I do want to give a shout out to all my current patrons who have supported me and are supporting me. I'm going to record a regular video and post it on my Patreon site probably next week talking about things, but just didn't work out today or yesterday. So here we go. But a thank you to the following people who are my patrons. I appreciate you. We're going to go first names, and I will omit one name because, as I recall, one name, and you'll know who you are if you're listening to this. I think at one point they told me don't mention my name. If I'm mistaken, then I'm sorry and tell me, and I'll mention your name because I was like, I don't know, it's okay, but nope, don't say my name. Okay, I won't. But that's in the back of my brain. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm not going to mention the wrong name and not mention a name. That could happen that way too. But let me give a shout out to these folks: Rhonda, Tasha, Jacqueline, Ryan, Walter, aka Chip, skipping a name, Iowa Grandma Deb. Thank you, Grandma Deb, for always giving me your little shout outs on Spreaker. I do appreciate it, and I do read them. I want to give her a little special side. But Sam, Kyle, Nona, Angela, Ishara. I've missed talking to you, Ishara. I didn't do my spaces much this year, so I'm sorry. But I hope you're doing well. Everybody, I hope you're all doing well, by the way, too. Like Nona, I've interacted with Nona in the past day a couple times. So, Susie and Chatty. That's everybody. Those are all my patrons. If for some reason you want to get to the tail end here and be a patron for whatever reason, you can still do it. You go to patreon.com/BBGOSSIP. You can sign up for whatever you want. It's a monthly thing. You can sign up for 1 month and cancel. You can sign up and just let it run on if you want. Whatever you do, I do provide content. I've been trying to do it all year long, kind of intermittently from now until the next one. They did not talk about a winter. They only talked about a summer Big Brother. So it doesn't sound like we're going to get a spring Big Brother. It sounds like our one little extra BB content will be this little special weird reindeer game show. Which I will probably watch, but it sounds like it could be kind of a train wreck too. But you know what? Who doesn't like to watch a good train wreck every once in a while? I think that's it, guys. I think I'm done for now. I am going to sign off. I will probably talk to you guys again, at least some of you, if you're still following me, in the next couple of weeks, because I am still watching Big Brother UK. I am still watching Big Brother Australia. I am still watching The Traitors Canada. And so I do have other random thoughts to share, and I will do that. I don't know if I will switch over to my other Big Brother, my other podcast. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do this because I was looking at moving it. So I may switch over to that one. And if I do, I will let you guys know before I actually make the final switch. So, make sense? Good. Thank you for listening. Be well. Take care, and thank you, as always, for your guys' support. It's very much appreciated. Bye-bye.